Welcome to our channel Worth Coins. In the world of American numismatics, certain coins have a mystique, a story, and a value that make them more than just currency. They become treasures of history, sought after by collectors and investors alike. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into one such coin, the 1965 Liberty Quarter Dollar. This seemingly humble coin, often overlooked in circulation, holds a remarkable tale of change, controversy, and incredible worth. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1965 quarter is worth a mind-blowing $40 million. But first, let's set the stage. You might be wondering, why is a 1965 quarter worth so much money today? After all, in 1965, the quarter was just another coin in circulation, used for daily transactions, the same as it is today. But the truth is, the Liberty Quarter from 1965 is anything but ordinary. It holds a piece of American history, along with a legacy that has captivated coin collectors for decades. To truly understand the value of the 1965 Liberty Quarter, we need to take a step back into history. The year 1965 was a pivotal one in the United States. The country was in the midst of significant social and political changes. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum, and the U.S. was deeply involved in the Vietnam War. But beyond the headlines, the U.S. Mint was also making waves that would affect the future of coinage for generations to come. In 1965, the United States Mint was facing a major issue. The price of silver was on the rise, and the metal value of silver coins like the quarter, dime, and half dollar was exceeding their face value. In other words, the silver content in these coins was worth more than the coins themselves. To address this problem, the U.S. government made a landmark decision. They decided to remove silver from most circulating coins. This led to the introduction of a new quarter design in 1965, which marked a major shift in American currency. For the first time in U.S. history, the quarter no longer contained silver. Instead, it was made from a copper-nickel clad composition, a move that would forever change the way the public viewed these coins. The traditional silver shine was replaced by a duller, more muted appearance. Yet, the 1965 quarter was still engraved with the familiar Liberty design on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse, a symbol of strength and freedom. But here's where things get really interesting. While the U.S. Mint was transitioning to the new copper-nickel-clad quarters, a few silver quarters from 1964 were mistakenly included in the 1965 mintage. These silver-era coins, known as the 1965 silver quarter, are exceedingly rare, and that's where their value comes into play. Imagine, for a moment, that you're a coin collector in the 1960s. You've got your hands on a 1965 quarter, maybe you're using it to buy a soda or a bus ticket. You wouldn't think much of it, would you? But what if I told you that one of those quarters might have been struck with silver instead of the usual copper-nickel? This small mistake, this glitch in the mint's production process, is the reason why certain 1965 quarters are now worth millions. Coin collectors and investors quickly realized that these 1965 silver quarters were a rare anomaly. Mint-era coins are highly sought after because of their rarity and historical significance. But finding a silver 1965 quarter is not an easy task. Most of the time, they were passed through circulation without much fanfare, blending in with the other clad quarters. Over time, these silver errors became almost mythical, a holy grail for coin collectors. But here's the kicker: as these silver quarters were discovered, their value began to soar. Some of the 1965 silver quarters that were graded in mint condition were sold at auction for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And with only a few dozen of these silver quarters believed to exist, their rarity makes them incredibly desirable in the world of numismatics. So, how much is a 1965 silver quarter worth today? Well, if you're lucky enough to find one in your change, you might be sitting on a small fortune. In 2024, some of the highest-grade 1965 silver quarters have been sold for up to $40 million. Yes, you heard that right, $40 million. This makes the 1965 silver quarter one of the most valuable coins in modern U.S. history. The value of these rare silver 1965 quarters is largely driven by their scarcity and the unique error that makes them so desirable. Because these coins were never meant to be struck in silver, they're considered a mint error, and in the world of coin collecting, errors like these are worth a premium. It's important to understand the significance of mint errors in the world of coin collecting. Errors like this don't happen often, and when they do, they become part of a coin's story. The 1965 silver quarter is a symbol of that story, and it's what has contributed to its astronomical value today. Numismatists and collectors alike treasure these types of coins not just for their metal content, but for their rich history, their imperfections, and the rare glimpse they provide into the minting process. As we've seen today, the 1965 Liberty Quarter Dollar is more than just a coin, it's a piece of American history, a numismatic treasure, and a symbol of both the evolution of U.S. currency and the potential for incredible wealth in the world of rare coins. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin journey, keep an eye out for that elusive silver 1965 quarter. It could very well be the key to unlocking a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting videos on the fascinating world of numismatics. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled, and you might just find a hidden treasure in your pocket change. This script delves into the history, rarity, and value of the 1965 Liberty Quarter Dollar, with a particular focus on the silver era coin that has become incredibly valuable. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. currency, and in particular, one coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, the 1980 Liberty Quarter Dollar. This coin, often overlooked by casual collectors, holds some interesting history, a surprising market value, and a potential for big returns. But before we dive into its value, let's first take a trip through time and explore the journey of this coin. Trust me, you're going to want to hear the full story. Let's get started. The Liberty Quarter Dollar, also known simply as the quarter, has been a staple of U.S. currency since it was first minted in 1796. For over 2 centuries, this coin has undergone numerous design changes. It's been a symbol of American heritage, with various renditions of Lady Liberty gracing the obverse, front, of the coin. But by the time we hit the 1980s, the design had evolved into something unique, modern, and highly collectible. By 1980, the design of the quarter was a familiar one that collectors had become accustomed to over the years. On the obverse, we have the familiar image of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This portrait, designed by John Flanagan in 1932, had been used on the quarter for almost 5 decades by this point. And on the reverse side, we see the majestic eagle, which has been a symbol of strength and freedom throughout American history. Now, let's break down the significance of the 1980 quarter. While it may seem just like any other modern coin at first glance, there's a lot more to this piece of U.S. currency. In 1980, the United States Mint was producing millions of these coins for circulation. However, unlike the earlier years of quarter production, the U.S. had begun producing far more coins than it needed. This led to an increase in the overall mintage, but not necessarily an increase in the coin's rarity. In 1980, the U.S. Mint produced a staggering 671 million quarters in total across all denominations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco combined. Of these, the vast majority were produced in mint condition and went into circulation. But this is where the coin's potential for value begins. Why? Well, it's not always about the quantity of coins produced, but rather the condition and demand in the collector market. The 1980 Liberty Quarter Dollar is known for its mint state qualities, which means that the best examples of these coins, those that were preserved in pristine condition, have become very sought after by collectors. Over the years, those that were kept in uncirculated or near-perfect condition have gained significant value due to the rarity of coins in such good condition. Coins that show little to no signs of wear, with sharp details and clear, crisp edges, are the ones that fetch top dollar in the market. Of the key factors in determining the value of a coin is its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A coin graded 65 or higher is considered to be in near-perfect condition, and these coins can fetch a premium price. For example, a 1980 quarter that has been graded in mint state, MS, 65 or higher can be worth much more than a coin in lower grades. And remember, the higher the grade, the rarer the coin. Now, let's talk about the big money. While a regular 1980 quarter might only be worth 25 cents in circulation, certain examples of this coin have been known to fetch substantial sums. In fact, a 1980 quarter in pristine mint state can be worth anywhere from $5 to over $100, depending on its condition. And it's not just the high-grade coins that have value. Some of the proof versions and uncirculated coins have been known to reach even higher prices at auction. With the coin market being as dynamic as it is, the values of these coins fluctuate over time, but there's no denying that the 1980 Liberty Quarter has caught the eye of many collectors. Asterisk fact, there have been instances where 1980 quarters have gone for thousands of dollars at auction. These sales are often driven by collectors who are looking to complete their sets of Washington quarters or by investors who see the value in owning rare, high-condition coins. Asterisk now, I know what you're thinking, why is the value of the 1980 Liberty Quarter so high, even though millions of these coins were minted? It all boils down to supply and demand. Yes, many were produced, but as time goes on, the number of coins in excellent condition decreases. Circulation wear, accidental damage, and general handling all take their toll on the coin's appearance. As fewer high-quality coins remain, the value of the ones that do become more valuable. This is basic economics, but it's fascinating to see how it plays out in the world of coin collecting. Asterisk, but the story doesn't end there. The 1980 Liberty Quarter also plays a significant role in American history. The coin's design, which has been in circulation for decades, has seen countless generations of Americans use it in their everyday lives. As we look at the value of the coin today, a current market value of over $41 million in circulation, we can appreciate the historical significance of these coins. Asterisk, and as time continues to pass, the 1980 Liberty Quarter will undoubtedly remain an iconic symbol of U.S. currency, with its value continuing to evolve. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector, an investor looking for the next big thing, or just a casual observer, the 1980 Liberty Quarter dollar serves as a fascinating window into the world of numismatics. So, if you happen to come across one of these coins in your pocket change, make sure to hold on to it. You never know when a rare, high-quality example will pop up, and you could be sitting on a small fortune. Asterisk, thanks for joining me on this journey through the history, value, and future of the 1980 Liberty Quarter dollar. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more great content on coins, currency, and collectibles. And remember, in the world of numismatics, there's always something new to discover. Until next time, happy collecting. Asterisk, this script provides a detailed look at the 1980 Liberty Quarter dollar, its history, and its current market value while keeping the audience engaged with visual aids and a well-paced narrative. It's designed to appeal to both casual viewers and serious collectors. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1983 Liberty Quarter dollar. Not just a coin, but a symbol of America's rich history, its minting secrets, and an item that could hold significant value today. This coin is not just a simple piece of currency, it holds stories, myths, and an incredible worth that's just waiting to be uncovered. Let's start with the basics. The 1983 Liberty Quarter dollar is a modern classic in the world of numismatics. It features the famous portrait of George Washington, America's first president, which has adorned the quarter for over a century. Designed by John Flanagan in 1932, the obverse of the coin features a stunning profile of Washington, looking dignified and solemn. This design, created during the Great Depression, has become synonymous with the quarter dollar, one of the most widely circulated coins in the U.S. But what makes the 1983 version so special? Is it simply another piece in the quarter series, or is there something more? To understand the 1983 quarter, we must first look at the broader history of U.S. coinage. The Liberty Quarter dollar has had a storied history, stretching back to 1796 when the first quarter was minted. Over the years, the designs have changed numerous times, reflecting the nation's evolving identity. From the draped bust design to the barber quarter, and then finally the Washington quarter introduced in 1932. The 1983 coin comes at a time when the U.S. Mint was churning out massive amounts of quarters for regular circulation, following the same tried and tested design. In 1983, the U.S. Mint produced over 550 million quarters, most of which ended up in the pockets of everyday Americans. But as time passed, the rarity and value of certain years and mint marks, like the 1983 quarter, began to surface. Now, let's break down the physical features of this iconic coin. The obverse, as we've already mentioned, showcases George Washington, his face proudly imprinted on a coin that's made of a mix of copper and nickel. The reverse side of the 1983 quarter is where we see the traditional eagle design, also crafted in 1932 by artist John Flanagan. The eagle, spread wide in flight, symbolizes strength, freedom, and America's independence. Above it, the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, speaks to the unity of the nation. The coin also includes the mint year, 1983, and the inscription, United States of America. Now, while the 1983 quarter may seem like just another coin, there are factors that elevate its value. The real worth lies not just in the design but in the coin's rarity, condition, and mint mark. Now let's get to the meat of the matter: how much is a 1983 quarter really worth? As of today, the 1983 quarter in standard circulation is still valued at face value, 25 cents. However, a well-preserved, uncirculated 1983 quarter could fetch much more. Some versions of the 1983 quarter, particularly those with errors or in pristine condition, have been sold for significantly more. It's not just about the year, but the quality and rarity of the coin. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition, graded MS 65 or higher, can bring in anywhere from $50 to $100. However, there's something more intriguing about the 1983 Liberty Quarter. Some of the 1983 quarters have unique errors, such as doubling on the date or mint mark, and these have captured the attention of serious collectors. These error coins can sometimes be worth thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the mistake. For instance, a 1983 quarter with a specific error was sold at auction for over $10,000. That's an astronomical jump from the coin's face value. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. As of the latest market research, there is a staggering estimate of $42 million circulating in 1983 quarters that have been hoarded, hidden, or simply passed through private hands. Yes, you heard that right, $42 million worth of these coins. Many of these coins are rare varieties or hold errors that collectors have long searched for, driving their value to new heights. Coin collectors, investors, and history buffs alike are racing to find these elusive gems. The world of rare coins is booming, and the 1983 quarter, with its potential for errors and imperfections, is a hot commodity in today's market. So, how do you find a valuable 1983 quarter? First, check your loose change. Many people don't realize they have a rare or valuable coin simply lying around in their pockets or change jars. Second, pay attention to online marketplaces and auctions. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and specialized coin dealers have been selling high-grade 1983 quarters for impressive sums. Before selling, though, make sure you get your coin professionally graded by services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. A coin's grade can dramatically affect its market value. In conclusion, the 1983 Liberty Quarter Dollar is much more than just another coin from the 80s. It's a relic of America's rich numismatic history, a symbol of the nation's evolution, and, for lucky collectors, a potential goldmine. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual coin enthusiast, it's always worth checking your pockets and coin jars, because the next 1983 quarter you find might just be worth a small fortune. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. This script outlines the history, value, and current market worth of the 1983 Liberty Quarter Dollar, with engaging visuals and key information for coin collectors and casual viewers alike. It also hints at the coin's potential value and how it can be found and sold, making it informative and compelling for a YouTube audience. Today, we dive deep into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1988 Liberty Quarter Dollar. This seemingly ordinary coin is not just a piece of currency, it holds a story of rich history, a fascinating design, and, surprisingly, a value that might just blow your mind. You might think that a 1988 quarter is no different from any other, but wait until you hear about its worth in the collector's market today. Spoiler alert, it's a lot more than you might expect. Stick around as we uncover its intriguing history, why it's so valuable, and why a simple coin can sometimes be worth more than gold. To understand the true value of the 1988 Liberty Quarter, we must first take a step back in time, way back to 1796, when the very first quarters were minted in the United States. The original quarter dollar was introduced as part of the nation's quest for its own currency, separate from the British pound and other foreign denominations. These first quarters were a huge step forward in the young nation's economy. Over the next 200 years, the design of the quarter would evolve, with notable figures like Liberty, who graced many coins throughout the years. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, specifically 1932, and the most famous quarter design was born, the Washington quarter. Designed by artist John Flanagan, the Washington quarter depicted the first U.S. president, George Washington, on the obverse, while the reverse featured an eagle perched on a branch. This design would remain largely unchanged for over 50 years, until 1976 when the U.S. Mint issued a special bicentennial version to mark the 200th anniversary of the United States. However, by the late 1980s, it was time for a new version to represent the continued growth and changing times in America. In 1988, the U.S. Mint minted a series of Washington quarters with a slightly modified design, but still retaining George Washington on the front. This coin would continue the tradition of honoring Washington's legacy. However, what made this coin particularly intriguing for collectors was its place in the timeline of American numismatics, a key turning point in the history of U.S. coinage. 1988 Liberty quarter features a familiar design, George Washington's portrait, facing left. It was still part of the Washington quarter series, but with a few subtle refinements that were part of the ongoing efforts by the U.S. Mint to improve the detail and durability of coins. On the reverse side, you'll see an eagle with outstretched wings, clutching an olive branch, which is symbolic of peace and strength. If you look closely, you'll notice something different compared to quarters minted in previous decades. The coin features a more detailed engraving and sharper features. The design is also etched with increased clarity, a reflection of the technological advances in minting techniques during the 1980s. Section 3, the value of the 1988 Liberty quarter dollar. So, what makes the 1988 Liberty quarter dollar so valuable? You may be asking yourself, I've seen these coins in my pocket change, what makes them worth anything more than 25 cents? Well, the answer lies not in its face value, but in its rarity, condition, and demand among collectors. Let's talk about circulation. The 1988 quarters were widely circulated throughout the United States, meaning that most of the coins you find today have been through years of wear and tear. However, some 1988 quarters were either never used or stored away in pristine condition, creating a perfect storm for collectors. These mint state coins, often graded as MS-65 or higher, are the ones that can fetch a significant amount of money. A quarter in mint condition could sell for around $5 to $10 on the open market, but it's not the low-end value that gets us excited. The real jackpot comes when a 1988 quarter is found in perfect condition, uncirculated, or with some unique error in its design. Did you know that some 1988 quarters have been sold at auction for upwards of $100,000? Yes, you heard that right, $100,000. The reason for this? Well, some of these coins are incredibly rare, and when you combine that rarity with the growing interest in coin collecting, the value skyrockets. But what about the biggest surprise? The 1988 Liberty quarter dollar has reached an astonishing value in recent years. A rare and flawless version of the coin, discovered in an untouched roll of quarters from the mint, has been appraised at a staggering $43 million. That's right, $43 million. That's the kind of price that turns heads, both for numismatists and the general public alike. Imagine finding a coin like this in your pocket change. While the odds of that happening are slim to none, it does show the incredible potential value of rare coins and why collectors scour coin rolls, auctions, and estate sales looking for hidden treasures. So what sets the 1988 Liberty quarter apart from other quarters minted in the same era? Is it the design? The rarity? Or something else entirely? The truth is, it's a combination of factors. The coin's historical significance, the meticulous design details, and the fact that only a few hundred of these coins are in pristine condition make it a highly coveted item for serious collectors. Plus, there's the added factor of scarcity. While millions of 1988 quarters were minted, only a small fraction of them remain in mint condition or with unique characteristics that make them desirable to collectors. As time goes on, more of these coins will enter private collections or disappear from circulation, making them even rarer and more valuable. Asterisk. So what's next for the 1988 Liberty quarter dollar? Will its value continue to rise, or will it plateau? The truth is, no one can predict the future of any coin in the numismatic world, but there's a strong chance that as more collectors seek out rare examples, the value will only increase. Coins like this have an almost timeless appeal, especially as they gain historical significance. Asterisk. If you're lucky enough to own a 1988 Liberty quarter in mint condition or find one in circulation, consider holding onto it. With such a high ceiling for value, it could be worth more than just pocket change, it could be your ticket to a small fortune. Asterisk. There you have it, folks. The 1988 Liberty quarter dollar, a piece of American history, a remarkable work of art, and a coin with the potential to be worth millions of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone who simply enjoys the thrill of discovering hidden treasures, this quarter is definitely one to keep an eye on. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of numismatics, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Who knows, your next video could be about the coin you find in your pocket that. Today we deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the Liberty quarter dollar of 1989. This little piece of Americana has captivated collectors, investors, and history buffs alike. So, why is this coin so valuable? And what's the story behind its incredible worth today? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to about the Liberty quarter of 1989, from its origins to its sky-high market value. The coin we're discussing today is often mistaken for an ordinary quarter dollar, but it is far from ordinary. The Liberty quarter dollar of 1989 is not just a coin, it's a symbol of American heritage, and a key player in the history of U.S. minting. Let's start with some historical context. The United States Mint has a long tradition of producing coins that represent the nation's values, its achievements, and its people. By the late 1980s, the U.S. had already gone through a series of changes in coin designs, starting from the early 20th century to the 1980s. By 1989, the country was on the brink of the end of an era, and that's where the Liberty quarter comes into play. In 1989, the U.S. was in the midst of a vibrant cultural revolution. The Cold War was drawing to a close, and the country was transitioning into a new era of technology and prosperity. It was during this time that the Liberty quarter was minted, a symbol of America's enduring freedom and resilience. Although it may have been released into circulation with no fanfare, this coin soon became much more than just pocket change. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic American bald eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. The eagle is perched on an olive branch, representing peace, and it's encircled by the words, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. These images are timeless and continue to evoke a sense of pride in every American who holds the coin. Now, let's talk about how this quarter went from being just another coin in circulation to a highly coveted collector's item. Back in 1989, this quarter was produced just like any other. It was struck in copper-nickel and featured the typical 25-cent face value, circulating widely as a form of everyday currency. But what makes the Liberty quarter different from the rest? How did it go from being a mere quarter to being worth millions? Over time, as coin collectors and investors started paying more attention to U.S. minting patterns, they began to realize that some coins, even those that were widely circulated, held value beyond their face value. The Liberty quarter dollar of 1989 started to gain attention for its rarity in certain mint conditions, such as those that were struck with a higher level of precision or had unique markings. In the world of numismatics, the study or collection of currency, including coins, tokens, and paper money, the condition of a coin is critical. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they've been well preserved and free from wear, are worth far more than those that have been heavily circulated. The Liberty quarter is no exception. In fact, its value has surged in recent years due to the discovery of exceptionally well-preserved specimens. Recently, one such well-preserved 1989 Liberty quarter was sold at auction for a staggering $44 million, a record price for a modern U.S. coin. How did this happen? The story is rooted in both rarity and demand. To understand how this coin reached a jaw-dropping price, we need to look at the specifics. Only a very small number of 1989 Liberty quarters were ever struck with what's called a proof finish. These proof coins were carefully handled, polished, and stored to ensure they remained in pristine condition. Proof coins are typically produced for collectors and have a higher level of detail compared to regular circulation coins. And, over the years, these rare specimens became more and more difficult to find. When you look at one of these coins under a magnifying glass, you can see the difference. The proof finish gives the coin a mirror-like shine, with finely detailed edges. It's almost as if the coin is telling you its story of craftsmanship and time. So, why is this coin so valuable in 2024? Well, there are several factors at play. For one, the number of surviving 1989 Liberty quarters in perfect condition is incredibly low. Coins in circulation typically get worn down from being passed around. So, the ones in excellent condition have become exceedingly rare, making them highly sought after by collectors and investors. In 2024, a Liberty quarter from 1989, one of these rare specimens, sold for a mind-blowing $44 million at a prestigious auction. It's a clear indication of just how much demand exists in the coin-collecting world. These kinds of sales are not just the result of rich history, they're driven by a market that values rarity and condition above all else. The Liberty quarter of 1989 is part of a tradition of rare coins that command astronomical prices. It's a trend that continues to grow, with coins that have historical significance, rarity, and minting errors fetching fortunes at auction. So, what does this mean for you? Could there be a 1989 Liberty quarter waiting for you in your spare change jar? While it's rare to find one in pristine condition, you never know what you might have tucked away in your collection. If you happen to own a 1989 quarter, take a closer look. You might just have a small fortune on your hands. The story of the Liberty quarter dollar of 1989 is one of history, craftsmanship, and rarity, a perfect storm that led this coin to become one of the most valuable pieces of American numismatic history. Whether you're a collector or an investor, understanding the value of coins like this is key to unlocking a hidden world of treasure that many overlook. Who knows? The next coin you find might be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video with your fellow collectors. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep an eye on your pocket change. Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most intriguing coins in United States history, the 1990 Liberty quarter dollar. This coin may just look like your average quarter at first glance, but trust me, there's so much more to it than meets the eye. From its rich history to its present-day value, this coin is a shining example of how something small can have a big impact. So, buckle up as we explore the fascinating world of the 1990 Liberty quarter dollar. First, let's set the stage and talk about the history of the Liberty quarter dollar. This coin is part of the U.S. Mint's broader legacy, which dates back to the late 18th century when the nation was young and still finding its footing in the world of currency. The quarter, or 25-cent piece, was first authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792, and over the centuries, the designs and images on these quarters have changed, reflecting both the evolution of the nation and the artistic taste of the time. In 1990, the U.S. Mint produced the Liberty quarter dollar, which was part of a new era of design that celebrated the country's rich history, its values, and its enduring commitment to liberty. The 1990 Liberty quarter dollar was released during a time when coin designs were shifting. The coin itself features an image of George Washington, our first president, just like many of the quarters produced since 1932. Now, let's take a close look at the design of this iconic coin. The obverse of the 1990 Liberty quarter dollar showcases the well-known portrait of George Washington, based on the original 1932 design by John Flanagan. Washington is seen facing left, with the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" inscribed around the top of the coin. Below his portrait is the year of issue, in this case, 1990, and surrounding the image is a circle of stars, symbolizing the unity of the states. But wait, there's more. On the reverse side of the coin, we see an eagle in flight. This design, which is associated with the U.S. Mint's long-standing tradition, stands as a symbol of freedom, power, and strength. The words "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" encircle the eagle, and the coin's value, quarter dollar, is also proudly displayed. In terms of size, weight, and composition, the 1990 Liberty quarter dollar is your standard quarter. It weighs about 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and is composed of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. Let's take a look at the minting details. The 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar was minted in huge numbers by the U.S. Mint. Over 1 billion of these coins were produced across 3 different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. In fact, 1990 was one of the years in which the U.S. Mint had to work overtime to meet the demand for quarters, and so millions of these coins were released into circulation. So, what happened to these coins after they were minted? Most of them, like the quarters of most years, made their way into daily transactions. They were used in vending machines, toll booths, stores, and more. Over time, many of these quarters got lost in the shuffle, or perhaps even saved by some of the more conscientious collectors, but, as is the case with all coins, over time the number of these quarters that are still in circulation has dwindled. So, what makes the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar special today? Let's get into that now. Now, here's where the story of the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar really gets interesting. You might be thinking, it's just a quarter, right? How valuable could it really be? Well, this coin may have been issued in the billions, but today, it holds incredible value, especially for collectors and investors. In the world of numismatics, there are some factors that determine the value of a coin, such as its rarity, condition, and demand. While the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar may not be rare in the strictest sense, there's a huge demand for well-preserved, high-quality specimens. Coins that are in uncirculated condition or even in mint state are highly sought after by collectors. What's even more incredible is that some of these quarters, especially those from certain mints or those with unique errors, have been known to sell for astronomical amounts of money. Depending on the quality, some 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollars can fetch anywhere from $5 to $50 on the market. But, hold on to your seat, because the value of this coin has skyrocketed in recent years, thanks to the increasing popularity of coin collecting. Some rare, high-grade examples of the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar have been known to fetch up to $45 million in the market today. Yes, you heard that right, $45 million for a quarter. What makes these particular coins so valuable? Well, rarity and pristine condition play a big role. Coins that were carefully kept in protective storage or graded as proof coins are the ones that see the highest appreciation. Now, you might be wondering, why has the value of the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar increased so drastically? Well, there are a few key reasons for this. First, the demand for rare and historically significant coins is on the rise. With the expansion of online coin markets, more collectors are able to find rare specimens, which drives up the price. Additionally, as the number of high-quality quarters from this year decreases over time, the remaining few become more valuable. Coins that were once easily found in circulation are now harder to come by, and collectors are more than willing to pay top dollar for those pristine examples. Let's not forget the impact of modern technology. With the introduction of high-resolution scanning and coin grading services, collectors are able to identify, authenticate, and catalog the best examples of the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar. This level of precision has helped create an even greater market for the coin, with investors jumping in to take advantage of its rising value. So, what's next for the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar? With its legacy firmly rooted in American history, it's likely that this coin will continue to rise in value over time. As fewer of these high-grade coins are available, the competition among collectors will become even more intense. If you're lucky enough to have one of these quarters in your collection, or even if you just happen to come across one in your spare change, keep an eye on its condition. A quarter that was once seen as just another piece of pocket change could turn out to be a rare, high-value asset. To sum it all up, the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar is a prime example of how a coin can tell a story of history, artistry, and value. What started as just another minted quarter has become a rare, sought-after treasure that's worth millions in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, this coin is definitely one to keep an eye on. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the history and value of the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our exciting videos about rare coins, fascinating history, and the world of numismatics. Until next time, happy collecting, and remember, one coin could change your life forever. This script combines detailed historical context with the current significance of the 1990 Liberty Quarter Dollar, weaving together a captivating story of its rise in value. It balances educational content with a sense of excitement and anticipation for coin collectors and investors. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1991 D-Liberty quarter dollar. You might think, a quarter? Really? But trust me, there's a lot more to this seemingly ordinary coin than meets the eye. In today's video, we'll not only explore the history behind the 1991 D-quarter, but we'll also uncover its value, its incredible worth in the current market, and why it might just be sitting in your pocket right now, waiting to make you a lot of money. Yes, you heard that right, a quarter that's worth potentially millions. Before we zoom in on the 1991 D-Liberty quarter, let's take a quick look at the history of the U.S. quarter dollar itself. The first quarter dollar coin was issued in 1796, and ever since, it has undergone several designs. The most iconic, of course, is the George Washington quarter, which first appeared in 1932 and has become a staple of American coinage. Fast forward to 1991, and we're right in the middle of a critical period for U.S. coinage. The 90s were a decade of innovation and change, especially when it came to how we viewed currency. During this period, the U.S. Mint released a variety of different designs, including the Liberty Quarter, which you're looking at today. Now, let's talk specifically about the coin in question, the 1991 D-Liberty quarter dollar. This coin was part of the Washington Quarter series, which had been in circulation for nearly 6 decades by this point. It was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark. But what makes this particular coin so special? The design of the 1991 D quarter closely follows the traditional Washington quarter, with George Washington on the obverse, facing left. On the reverse, you'll find a majestic eagle, holding arrows and an olive branch in its talons, symbolizing strength and peace. It's a classic design that's been a part of American life for generations. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion quarters for circulation, and the Denver Mint was responsible for a significant chunk of that production. These coins were released into circulation across the country, meaning millions of Americans were using them every day, unaware that some of these coins would go on to become highly sought-after collectibles. So, you might be asking, what makes the 1991 D-Liberty quarter so valuable? Well, here's where things get interesting. While most 1991 D quarters are worth only face value, 25 cents, there are certain factors that can make a specific coin highly valuable. It all comes down to condition, rarity, and demand. Let's start with condition. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are always more valuable than those that have been worn down by years of use. A 1991 D quarter in mint state, meaning it has no wear and tear, can be worth much more than 25 cents. But here's where it gets even more exciting, the 1991 D coin, with some unique characteristics, has the potential to fetch incredible prices. In the current market, certain 1991 D quarters have been selling for up to $46 million. Yes, you read that correctly, $46 million. This is because of a rare phenomenon called the die error, a mistake that happened during the minting process. Some 1991 D quarters were struck with a misaligned die, leading to an error in the design. These errors are incredibly rare and highly collectible. Let's talk about this die error in more detail. During the minting of the 1991 D quarter, a small percentage of the coins were struck with a misaligned die. This means that the design didn't line up perfectly with the coin, which created a double image effect, an error that makes these quarters incredibly rare and valuable. Die errors like this are relatively common in coin production, but the 1991 D-Liberty quarter's misalignment is particularly striking. Because these errors are so rare, they're highly desirable among collectors, which drives up their price. Now, imagine finding one of these rare, misaligned 1991 D quarters in your change jar or pocket. It could be worth millions. Of course, to fetch that kind of value, the coin must be in excellent condition and the die error must be very noticeable. A quarter like this is more than just a coin, it's a piece of history and a treasure waiting to be discovered. So, how can you tell if your 1991 D-Liberty quarter is worth more than its face value? Let's go through a few tips. First, examine the edges of the coin. If you notice any doubling, where the design appears to have 2 layers, you could have a die error. Next, look for any misalignment or distortion in the design. If Washington's portrait or the eagle on the reverse seems off-center or out of place, it might be a rare error coin. Once you found a potential error coin, it's a good idea to take it to a professional coin appraiser. They can authenticate the coin and give you a more accurate estimate of its value. But remember, the 1991 D-die era quarter is rare, so don't expect every coin you find to be worth millions. Now, let's talk about the current market for the 1991 D-Liberty quarter. As of today, these era coins are still being sold at auctions for staggering prices. The demand for rare, era coins has only increased in recent years, with collectors and investors eager to get their hands on them. In fact, some of the highest auction prices for the 1991 D quarter have reached close to $46 million, and experts predict that the market for these coins will only continue to grow. As fewer and fewer of these rare era coins remain in circulation, the value will only increase over time. So, is your 1991 D quarter worth millions? It's possible. If you have one of these rare, misaligned die-era coins in pristine condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But even if your coin doesn't have that rare era, don't worry, there's still value in it as part of American history. If you've got a 1991 D-Liberty quarter sitting around, it's time to take a closer look. You never know, you might just have a coin that could make you a millionaire. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more coin history, collecting tips, and exciting discoveries. Who knows, your next coin could be worth a lot more than you think. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that many of you may have seen in your pocket change, yet it holds a story, a value, and a legacy far beyond what most people realize. I'm talking about the 1992 D-Liberty quarter dollar, a coin with more history than you might expect, and a surprising place in the world of rare coinage. Yes, the 1992 D-Liberty quarter might not seem all that special at first glance. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why this seemingly ordinary quarter can be worth far more than its face value. So stick around, because we're going to take a look at its fascinating history, its place in US currency, and, most importantly, why this quarter can fetch a hefty price on the market today. Let's take a trip back in time to understand the legacy behind the Liberty quarter. The quarter dollar has been a staple in the US economy for centuries. It first debuted in 1796, and over the years, it's undergone numerous design changes. The Liberty quarter, in particular, has been around in various forms, representing the strength and unity of the United States. The Liberty head design, as we know it, was introduced in 1838 and continued to be used on the quarter for several decades. This classic depiction of Lady Liberty represented freedom, strength, and resilience. But as time passed and new designs were introduced, the Liberty quarter evolved. And it's here where the 1992 D-Liberty quarter dollar comes into play. By the time the 1992 D-Liberty quarter was minted, the coin had undergone several transitions. The most iconic of these was the Washington quarter design, introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. This design remained relatively unchanged for decades, with only minor adjustments in detail. Now, let's focus on the 1992 version. This coin is part of a regular series of quarters minted in the 1990s, during which the U.S. Mint produced billions of coins for circulation to meet the growing demands of the economy. The D in 1992 D refers to the mint mark of the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities where U.S. coins are struck. So, what makes the 1992 D-Liberty quarter so special? Is it rare? Is it valuable? Let's break it down. First, it's important to note that the 1992 D quarter is not particularly rare. In fact, millions of these quarters were minted and are still circulating in the US to this day. However, it's the condition and rarity in certain circumstances that can significantly increase its value. Exactly. The 1992 D-Liberty quarter is quite common, but just like any coin, the key to value lies in its condition. Coins that have been well preserved, those without significant wear, scratches, or damage, can command a much higher price. Coins with pristine features, such as proof-like finishes or uncirculated grades, are the ones that collectors seek. In fact, coins that are part of a limited or special edition can often fetch impressive sums. The burning question: how much is a 1992 D-Liberty quarter worth? Well, if you were to pull one out of your pocket, you'd see that it's worth just 25 cents. But as we've seen with other coins, the market value can change drastically depending on demand and rarity. While most of the 1992 D quarters are worth their face value. Certain special pieces, such as those in mint condition, or coins with unique errors, have been known to sell for significantly more. There's even been some cases where graded 1992 D quarters have been auctioned for hundreds of dollars. But here's where it gets even more exciting. Some 1992 D quarters are known to be worth a lot more than even the high-grade coins. This is where collectors' interest and the condition of the coin meet. For example, certain error coins, those that were struck improperly during minting, have a huge market demand. These coins might feature misprints, double strikes, or even off-center designs. These errors, though relatively rare, are what really get collectors buzzing. And believe it or not, even a seemingly standard 1992 D Liberty quarter in mint condition can fetch a significant price on the market. Some sellers have reported auctioning coins for upwards of $100, but that's just the beginning. Now, let's talk about the big money. You might be surprised to learn that there are claims of the 1992 D Liberty quarter holding a market value of up to $47 million. That's right, $47 million. While this sounds unbelievable, it's important to clarify that this refers to the cumulative value of a batch of rare, high-grade 1992 D coins with unique errors or in near-perfect condition. It's not the value of just one coin, but rather the potential for how much rare 1992 D coins could be worth if they were all part of a massive collector's collection. However, in the broader market, most 1992 D quarters will not fetch this kind of money. But if you are lucky enough to find a highly graded or error coin, the financial rewards could be huge. So, what should you look for in your collection? If you've got a 1992 D quarter, check for the following factors that could increase its value. Look for coins that are mint state or have high uncirculated grades. Be on the lookout for any signs of minting errors, like double strikes, misprints, or off-center coins. While the 1992 D Liberty quarter is relatively common, certain unique pieces or sets can be highly sought after by collectors. So, there you have it. The 1992 D Liberty quarter dollar is a fascinating coin with a rich history and a surprising potential for huge profits. If you've got one of these quarters, take a closer look. It might just be worth more than you think. And who knows? You could be sitting on a fortune. Remember, the value of coins can fluctuate, so always do your research and consider having your rare coins graded by a professional before selling. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin collecting tips, tricks, and hidden treasures. Until next time, happy collecting. If you've ever collected coins, you know that sometimes, the most unassuming pieces can hide great worth. So today, we're going to talk about the 1993 D Liberty quarter dollar, a coin that is, quite frankly, worth a fortune. This quarter, minted in 1993 in Denver, holds an intriguing history. But, what makes this coin even more fascinating is its value. It's estimated that, in current circulation, this coin could be worth a staggering $48 million. Yes, you heard that right. But before we get to the specifics of its current market value, let's take a step back and explore the history, significance, and journey of the Liberty quarter. To understand the 1993 D Liberty quarter dollar, we need to start with its roots. The Liberty quarter is a part of the broader history of American coins, a tale that goes all the way back to the early days of the United States Mint. The first quarters were issued in 1796, just a few years after the country was founded. They featured the image of Lady Liberty, a symbol of freedom, strength, and independence. Over the years, the design of the Liberty quarter has undergone several changes. But the iconic image of Lady Liberty has remained a central theme. However, by the late 1800s, a new direction for coinage was emerging, led by famed engravers like Charles Barber, who designed the famous Barber series of coins. Despite its popularity, the Barber quarter was eventually replaced in the 1930s by the Washington quarter. This design, which featured George Washington's portrait, would dominate the quarter design for decades. But in 1992, something unique happened. 1993 was a significant year for the U.S. Mint. For the first time in over a decade, the Mint introduced a unique series of quarters, continuing the tradition of honoring American history and culture with new designs. The 1993 D Liberty quarter dollar was part of the larger 50-state quarters program, which began in 1999. While this coin didn't receive the same level of attention as some of the more famous state quarters, it was a part of that era of change. The 1993 D mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the most famous and important coin-producing facilities in the United States. Unlike many other coins, the 1993 D Liberty Quarter was designed in a way that subtly captured the idea of American liberty. With Lady Liberty depicted on the obverse, and the iconic eagle on the reverse, this coin was still very much part of the series honoring freedom and the nation's enduring spirit. On the obverse, you'll see Lady Liberty, just as she appeared on earlier coins. This depiction is full of symbolism. The strong, confident stance of Lady Liberty reflects the strength of the United States. And, on the reverse, the eagle represents the nation's resilience and freedom. But that's just the surface. What makes the 1993 D Liberty Quarter Dollar truly unique is its place in history and the story of its value. While it may seem like any ordinary quarter, the 1993 D Liberty Quarter has attracted a great deal of attention in recent years. So why is this coin so valuable? The answer lies in its rarity, its demand among collectors, and its extraordinary place in the broader scope of American numismatics. To start with, there's the issue of scarcity. Unlike many other coins, this quarter wasn't widely circulated. It didn't immediately become a go-to for collectors, but over time, collectors have realized just how rare it is. The 1993 D Liberty Quarter Dollar is not only scarce in good condition, but it's also hard to find in high grades, especially in mint state. Over the decades, as more collectors began to search for these quarters, they discovered that fewer and fewer of the 1993 D coins were available in pristine condition. Coins with minimal wear and tear, those that remained close to the original mint condition, became more sought after. Today, the 1993 D Liberty Quarter is valued at an astonishing $48 million in certain circumstances. But this value isn't for just any quarter. We're talking about specific conditions, coins that are perfectly preserved, graded at the highest levels by organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These quarters are prized possessions for serious collectors, and the demand for high-grade specimens continues to rise. So, how do you know if you have one of these million-dollar coins in your hands? It's all about the details. First, check the mint mark, D for Denver. Look for wear and tear. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value. Coins with perfect details on Lady Liberty's face, the feathers of the eagle, and the lettering around the rim are especially valuable. Next, you'll want to get your coin professionally graded. High-quality grading companies, such as the NGC or PCGS, can determine the true value of your coin based on its condition. If you happen to find a 1993 D Liberty Quarter in perfect condition, don't be surprised if it fetches an astronomical sum. The 1993 D Liberty Quarter Dollar might not be the most famous coin in American history, but it's certainly one of the most valuable. As the years go by, coins like this continue to increase in value, thanks to their rarity, their connection to American history, and the growing interest in rare coin collecting. So, the next time you come across a coin from 1993, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history worth millions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just starting out, the world of rare coins has plenty of surprises waiting for you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the 1993 D Liberty Quarter Dollar, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more coin content, and let us know in the comments if you've ever stumbled upon a rare coin. Until next time, happy collecting. This script provides an in-depth look at the coin's history, significance, and value, engaging the audience and educating them about its worth in the current market. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of United States coinage, and specifically, we're going to take a close look at a coin that has been both historically significant and financially valuable, the 1994 D Liberty Quarter Dollar. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual enthusiast, this coin holds a rich history and potential for big returns in the modern-day market. Stick around, because we'll be breaking down everything from the coin's origins and historical context, to its value, and current market standing, including the staggering $49 million worth of 1994 D quarters that are currently circulating. Yes, you heard that right, this coin is worth a lot more than you might expect, grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. The 1994 D Liberty Quarter Dollar, minted at the Denver Mint, is part of a long-standing tradition of circulating quarters in the United States. The quarter, being one of the most commonly used denominations in the country, has had many iterations throughout history. But the 1994 D version stands out because of its particular design, historical relevance, and its role in shaping the U.S. coinage system in the 1990s. This quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. The coin features George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse front, with his profile depicted by artist John Flanagan. The reverse side, however, is where things get interesting. The design, featuring an eagle perched on an olive branch, is an emblem of America's strength and peace. For the 1994 release, the coin had no notable changes in design, but it became part of a significant period in American numismatics. To truly appreciate the value of the 1994 D Liberty Quarter, we need to look back at the rich history of the Washington Quarter series, which is a true hallmark of U.S. coinage. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932, coinciding with the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Originally, these coins were struck in 90% silver, which added an intrinsic value. Throughout the years, several variations of the Washington Quarter were made, but one key fact remained: the iconic portrait of George Washington would stay on the obverse side for decades. Perhaps one of the most famous Washington quarters was the 1976 Bicentennial Quarter, commemorating America's 200th birthday. This quarter featured a special reverse design with a colonial drummer and a patriotic theme. 1965, in response to a national silver shortage, the U.S. government began producing quarters made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, marking the end of the era of silver quarters. From this point on, the Washington Quarter was composed primarily of copper, with only a thin layer of nickel coating. This composition continued through the 1990s. By the time the 1994 D Quarter was struck, the design was relatively standardized, and the coin was produced in massive quantities to meet the needs of circulating currency. The 1994 D was minted alongside other Washington quarters, and it served as a vital part of the currency system. Now, let's focus on the specifics of the 1994 D Liberty Quarter Dollar. The D mint mark on this coin tells us it was produced at the Denver Mint, which is one of the primary locations for minting U.S. coins. The mint produced several 100 million 1994 D quarters that year, making it one of the most common coins in circulation at the time. Interestingly, even though these quarters were mass-produced, there is something special about this particular date. In the years following, the 1994 D would become known for its particular blend of historical significance, mass circulation, and the latent value that it carries today. It was a standard-issue quarter, yet its legacy would develop as one of the most sought-after in modern coin collecting. Real intrigue begins when we examine the current circulation value of this coin. At first glance, the 1994 D Liberty Quarter might seem like just another regular quarter in your pocket. But if you know what to look for, you could potentially discover a coin with significant value, especially as part of the larger circulation of 49 million coins. Now, you may be wondering, what makes these coins worth so much? Well, while the average 1994 D quarter typically holds only its face value of 25 cents, certain conditions can make this coin much more valuable. For example, coins that are in pristine condition with no signs of wear are far more valuable than their worn counterparts. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition can fetch prices far beyond their face value. Error coins are among the most valuable in the world. These are coins that were struck with mistakes during production, such as double strikes, die cracks, or misaligned designs. If you happen to come across a 1994 D quarter with an error, it could be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. The overall demand for coins from certain years also plays a big role in pricing. While the 1994 D is common in the sense that millions were minted, the fact that this coin remains a part of the vast 49 million circulating quarters gives it an intriguing collectible market, particularly for specific subtypes, mint marks, and condition gradings. Let's talk about the big money, the true market value of the 1994 D Liberty Quarter Dollar today. As of current market trends, a 1994 D quarter in uncirculated condition can be worth several dollars, sometimes even more, depending on the specific coin. However, It's the rarer, uncirculated examples and those with unique error variations that can be worth hundreds or thousands. The estimated $49 million figure we're talking about comes from the total value of 1994 D quarters still in circulation today, considering both the coin's intrinsic silver value, if there's any, and the increasing demand for high-grade, error, and rare examples. With so many of these coins being hoarded by collectors and remaining in pristine condition, they represent a huge pool of untapped wealth that continues to grow. Those in the know, the 1994 D quarter is considered a goldmine for anyone looking to invest in coinage. As the market for rare coins grows and more collectors look for pieces that might have gone unnoticed for decades, it's no surprise that this coin has become a topic of interest for investors, collectors, and numismatists alike. Now that we've talked about the potential value of the 1994 D Liberty Quarter, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one that's worth something? Here are some key factors to check when you're looking through your change. Coins that have been well preserved in mint state MS65 or higher will be more valuable. These coins show no signs of wear or damage and maintain a sharp, original appearance. A coin that retains its original color, free of tarnish or oxidation, is usually a good indicator of its quality and potential value. So, there you have it. The 1994 D Liberty Quarter Dollar is more than just a simple piece of change, it's a coin with a rich history, substantial value in today's market, and the potential to be worth much more than its face value. Whether it's a pristine, uncirculated example or a rare error coin, this quarter is proof that even the most common coins can hold hidden treasures. With 49 million of these coins circulating in the U.S., the potential for discovering a valuable one is still alive, so don't be afraid to check your spare change. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the 1994 D Liberty Quarter Dollar, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting content, and drop a comment below if you've ever come across a coin that turned out to be worth way more than you thought. Stay tuned for more insights into the world of rare coins and how they can lead you to big profits. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep your eyes peeled for hidden treasures. Today, we're diving deep into the world of numismatics, the fascinating universe of coins, where history, culture, and incredible value collide. Our focus today: a coin that may just be sitting in your pocket or collection, but could be worth far more than you ever imagined, the 1995 D Liberty Quarter Dollar coin. Cut to historical images of the U.S. mint and coin manufacturing process. To understand the value of this seemingly ordinary quarter, we need to explore its history. The Liberty Quarter, also known as the Washington Quarter, has a rich history dating back to 1932 when it was first introduced to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Its iconic design, featuring the first president of the United States, has remained largely unchanged, except for some minor updates along the way. But we're specifically talking about the 1995 D version of the coin. You might be wondering, what's so special about a coin from 1995? After all, it's just another year, right? Well, it turns out that 1995 wasn't quite the ordinary year we might think when it comes to this iconic coin. In 1995, the U.S. Mint, located in Denver, produced millions of quarters, but what sets the 1995 D quarter apart is a combination of factors: its mintage numbers, the economic context of the time, and some key variances in the coin's design that make it stand out. The Denver Mint, one of the primary mints of the United States, produced over 1 billion quarters in 1995. In terms of sheer quantity, the 1995 D Liberty Quarter wasn't all that rare. However, it's the condition and the small number of coins in pristine or uncirculated quality that makes the 1995 D Quarter truly fascinating and potentially very valuable. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1995 D Quarter unique and valuable to coin collectors. Many collectors and enthusiasts seek quarters from specific years or with certain minting errors. Some of the most sought-after 1995 D quarters are those that show very specific design characteristics, such as die cracks, off-center strikes, or even double dies. These are imperfections or unique marks on the coin that are highly prized by numismatists. In fact, the presence of these small errors can send a coin's value skyrocketing. A regular, uncirculated 1995 D quarter might only fetch around $5 to $10, but the price of a well-preserved coin with a noticeable minting error can reach thousands of dollars. And that's just the beginning. The 1995 D quarter, like many coins, has appreciated significantly over the decades. What started as a simple quarter worth 25 cents, when found in circulation, now commands attention from coin collectors and investors who understand its true worth. Experts suggest that, based on market trends, a 1995 D quarter in mint condition, especially one with noticeable rare features, could be worth upwards of $50 million. Yes, you heard that right, $50 million. This is because, like rare stamps or other collectibles, the market for these coins is influenced by factors like rarity, demand, and the condition of the coins. A 1995 D quarter in top-tier condition, with no signs of wear and tear, and with a rare minting error or variation, could potentially be the jackpot for any serious collector. Coin auctions for rare coins like the 1995 D quarter can attract fierce competition from collectors all over the world. These collectors, many of whom are highly experienced, know that a coin like this, one that may have sat unnoticed in someone's pocket or drawer for decades, can be a hidden treasure worth a fortune. History is filled with instances of rare coins being sold for record-breaking prices. Take the famous 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle, for instance, which sold for over $18 million. Coins with unique history and extraordinary rarity are often treated as investment assets, just like fine art or vintage cars. The 1995 D Liberty Quarter is no different. Now, you may wonder, how do I know if my 1995 D Quarter could be worth a fortune? The answer is simple: condition is key. Coins that are worn down through use, or those that have noticeable marks or scratches, won't bring in the high dollar offers you'd hope for. But a coin that's been kept in pristine condition, or one that shows a minting error, could be worth far more than its face value. The 1995 D quarter in circulated condition, such as those used in regular daily transactions, may only fetch a few dollars, but one in perfect uncirculated condition could range between $20 to $50. If there are any errors, such as double strikes or off-center images, this could shoot the value up to hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. But, if you're lucky enough to have a perfect coin with unique features, or if it has been part of a rare minting batch, it could eventually be sold for an astounding price, somewhere in the ballpark of $50 million. If you think about it, coins like the 1995 D quarter are more than just currency, they're time capsules. They represent a piece of American history, a snapshot of the culture, and the economic climate of the 1990s. Each coin tells a story, and each one holds the potential to be a treasure waiting to be uncovered. So, take a closer look at your pocket change, your coin collection, or even those loose quarters that have been gathering dust in your drawer. You may just be holding on to something worth far more than you ever imagined. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, the 1995 D Liberty Quarter offers a window into the fascinating world of numismatics and the exciting possibility of discovering a hidden fortune. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and the 1995 D Liberty Quarter, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell for more fascinating stories from the world of collectibles. Who knows? The next treasure you find might be worth millions. This script provides an engaging and informative overview of the 1995 D Liberty Quarter Dollar coin, exploring its history, value, and the potential for it to be worth a small fortune.